What about a tight end? Are
hmm
you going for the Kelces and Wallers early, or is that too much of an opportunity cost for you? How are you kind of approaching the tight end position, and who are some guys you often are landing?
Yeah, Kelce, I'm good with, man. I think sixth, seventh, eighth overall. I think that's fine for him. You can come back and still get Aaron Jones. You can come back and do like kind of some sort of pass catcher heavy build, and go true zero RB with it. There's just a lot of pathways that you have with Kelce, and I kind of view Kelce as like a McCaffrey type player. That like he's giving you such a massive positional advantage that like, okay, yeah, you're paying the iron cost for it for sure, but at the same time, like those points add up, and that differential at that position adds up. So yeah, I'm in on Kelce. I love Waller. My biggest mistake by far last year was being out on Waller. Like I had only a couple teams with him in the fifth, sixth round, and I just completely overestimated the additions of like Ruggs. I thought Ruggs would get more targets. Edwards obviously got hurt. Brian Edwards got hurt. They needed Nelson Aguilar badly, but at the end of the day, like Waller, man, we have 2 years now where he's been like clear cut 25, 28% target share. I see no reason for that to change.
Nope.
And I'm kind of treating Waller in that like late second, like I was treating Kelce as a late second last year. I loved Kelce in the late second. That kind of actually made up for my terrible call on Waller. But yeah, Waller I'm in on. Kittle's one of those guys where I'm like, I'm not going to go out of my way to like overdraft him like I would Waller. I've gone as high as like 15, 16 with Waller. I would not do that with Kittle just because, quarterback changes coming, run heavy offense. Ayuk and Samuel are awesome. But Kittle in like the mid third is pretty sick. I've got quite a few teams with Kittle in the mid third. So I'm good with him as like a value pick there just to kind of, not have to worry about tight end too much. And then from there, like I'm sprinkling in Andrews. I like Hawkinson a little. It's just I think the Lions are going to stink. Like, what's Hawkinson's touchdown upside? Like, that's really my only problem with Hawk. It's like, he could catch 80 balls this year and only score 5 touchdowns, which is fine to pay off that ADP. But I love Tyler Higbee. I have not been a Higbee guy at all. Like, I have him on no dynasty teams. Actually, I have him on one. I just traded for him a couple weeks ago. I've just not been a Higbee guy. I thought he's always been overvalued because of Gerald Everett and his role. And now Everett's gone, and people haven't adjusted. Higbee was an 8th round pick last year, and I think he should be going in the 8th round now with no Gerald Everett. Rams don't really have an entrenched number 3. They really don't have a pass catching running back either. Jarrell Henderson's never been a fantastic pass catcher. So Higbee is one guy I've got a big position on in like the 9th, 10th, and I've gotten him a few times in the 11th. So love some Higbee. And I think people kind of forgot the Rams paid him a ton of money a couple years ago, like 2 years ago. They gave him a huge new contract. So they're going to try and make sure that they feature him, and they have incentive to make sure that they don't look like idiots on that. So I think he's going to get that role that everybody's been wanting to get.
Oh, absolutely. How is it not seared in our brains that end of season finish, a couple seasons ago, when he was on pace for like 16 touchdowns, 1,700 yards, 200 targets in the 4 games that Everett missed. But it wasn't just like a one game. I mean, it was 4 or 5 games that he just dominated. Now you get a better quarterback in there, as you said, a lack of really other pass catchers other than those 2 big studs at receiver. I love the Higbee call. In fact, that's like if I don't get the Waller and Kelce, which I'm with you, I have no problem paying that iron price at tight end. It makes it so much nicer at a onesie position. Yeah. Like, no, I'm getting 20 points a week from this guy, and I don't have to think about it anymore. But if I do miss out, I've most often found myself getting like a Higbee or that 8 to 9 round range. Higbee, Logan Thomas, I like a lot in that area. That's where I find myself most often dipping, because I think by then there's been a huge drop off at running back. It's truly nobody I want until like round 15 at that point. At running back. Very few receivers. Like Elijah Moore might still be lingering, but it's crazy. As you said, it's crazy that he was like round 14 not too long ago. And now he's round 9 if you really want to get more.
I miss it. I miss those cheap Elijah Moores.
It was so nice for those few weeks we had it. I like that 8 to 9 range. It's really not a whole lot I'm liking. You can still get the upside QBs of Trey Lance and Fields a couple rounds later. There's no QBs I'm really looking at in 8 to 9. Like that, that's a good spot to get your tight end. I think Higbee is a great name. Him or Logan Thomas, I've been landing a ton in recent best balls. Awesome stuff, Graham. What is up, you fantasy wolf? Thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, share your thoughts in the comments, check out some more videos, and join the newest Wolfpack by subscribing below.